What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crown Cinema Podcast. In this episode, we literally just watched For a Few Dollars More. All right, Gray, let it rip.
Hey, man, it was better than the first one.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're doing this to me. Did I make you mad?
No, but
This is just a punishment at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, these movies are so bad.
damn, really?
They are so bad, bro. I'm sorry. I'm actually not that sorry. I'm just upset. First one, I was like, okay, tough one. First of the trilogy, like, it's gonna get better, and I guess it did. But I'm still giving this okay. It's
Well,
not good.
I guess. Go ahead, say it. What are you giving it?
I'm giving it like a 3.5.
What?
It's so bad, it's painful.
What do you mean?
It is killing me. I am so sad that we have to watch another one.
Well, this one's on like the IMDb top 250, and like it's up there. So maybe it might be a lot better.
Like, I'm so dumbfounded. I mean, I guess I'll hear what y'all have to say, but I feel like y'all are just pulling a prank on me or something.
What?
Like, if Scott gives this a fucking 8 or a 9 or, oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad. It feels like it was written by like a 7-year-old child.
It's old.
No, I don't care. The movies are still like, they were still good back then. Like, I could still go watch a 1965 movie and enjoy it. Like, these movies are so bad.
I don't think the dialogue's that great. The dialogue's not written very well.
Dialogue's not that great. It's shit.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's like 5-year-olds having conversations with each other the whole movie.
Yeah, but it's a Western. They're all like stoic. Don't talk much.
I'm still like, I get that, like, people like you. I guess you either chose between John Wayne or Clint Eastwood movies. I don't care, dude. Like, John Wayne movies were good. They were good.
We need to watch one then, 'cause I've never seen one.
But yeah,
So
we have to.
maybe I can just shit all over it when we watch it.
That's your God-given right.
I like the first one a little bit better. This one had a lot of things that were improved from the first one, though. Like,
Yeah.
I think the second character was cool. That dynamic was cool. The double crossing was cool. There's like a bigger scale of the world. Like, it's not just in one town. They travel around a little bit more.
Yep.
The bad guy's way more evil.
Bad guy is the only thing I like about this movie.
You didn't like what's Van
Colonel?
Cleef's? Yeah, Colonel.
Not really.
Old man. Really?
No. What you got, man?
Scott. All right, wait. I give it. I'm gonna make it even, 7.5 again.
Holy shit. All right. Okay. Well, why?
I like the Western style and like the pitting against everybody. Like, I enjoy that. I feel like this one's a little bit slower. I wish things happened a little bit quicker because this was a longer movie, obviously. But I think I keep it an even score. I like the first one better, but I keep it even because I like how they improved it with the better characters, better acting, audio was better. I did like the first one. I thought the cinematography was better. The shot seemed cooler to me in the first one. It seemed like this one was just kind of like okay. The other one seemed way more cool visually. But again, like, I enjoy the pitting against everybody. I like Clint Eastwood's just stoic character. I like the other guy, the Colonel. They're cool. They're just cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I give this one a 9. I think I
Weird.
give the last one an 8.
Yeah, you did.
It's just really cool, dude. I don't care about the dialogue. I think the production value was a step up from the last one.
Definitely.
There's a lot of cool
I gave it a
action
3.5.
scenes.
So it's better than the first one to me. So
A lot of cool action scenes, a lot of cool standoffs, a lot of cool quick draws. It's just awesome, dude.
A lot of cool moments.
Awesome. Yeah.
Music's cool.
I liked the story.
the music's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the score was really good this time.
Yeah. I'm happy for y'all. I am. I'm really glad that y'all are enjoying these movies. Like, I'm sad that I don't get it, but I don't get it.
If you don't like the Western standoffs and like the badass dudes just rolling around with guns in the Western town, all the gritty and grimy dudes.
I think that I would if they didn't do it like so much. It kind of takes away like how cool a standoff's supposed to be. Like, they do it, I don't even know how many times in this movie, and they are so painfully, awkwardly long.
That's the point, though. You're like,
No, but
what's
there's
gonna
so
happen?
many of them that like you're kind of taking away from how cool they're supposed to be.
There wasn't that many in this one. How many were in this one? 3?
I want to say 3 or 4.
That's not that much.
It's too many for me. This
Yeah.
is a 2-hour movie. This should have been like maybe an hour and a half.
I agree. It could have been shorter. I think it could have been a little shorter.
Yeah.
Because I do think a lot of, like, some of the problem I have with it is I think sometimes it's like problem, easy solution,
Yeah.
which is just kind of what these movies are, though. I think they're more simpler movies. But again, it's kind of like, I think it could have been cooler. And if they like, I don't know. It's just like I said, it's like problem, simple solution. It works at the end. Like the neck
Very
thing,
simple.
like when he shoots him in the neck, the next scene, they believe it immediately.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could have like a little bit of a tension there with the cut.
Yeah, you
But-
could like sell it more. I mean,
But then it just goes to show that those guys are just overpowered. Like they just know exactly how to manipulate bad guys.
yeah. I'm talking like that scene right there. Like it just annoyed the shit out of me. Like just how dead it feels. Like just, and I felt this way pretty much throughout the whole movie. Not making that a secret. I mean, that is just how I feel. But like that scene specifically, like, how can I describe it? It's just so vanilla.
Which one?
Dead?
The last scene?
No. When he like shoots Clint Eastwood in the
Okay.
neck to like convince him, like, it's just so bad.
Yeah, but it's also older, so there's
Like,
not a
there's-
lot of like the audio editing and the music they do, and like the things that they can. They don't have that much freedom.
Yeah, but just
within
like
the editing.
I'm just like acting wise, the lines, like it just the flow of it is just terrible. I mean, it's like these guys just read the script before they went in front of the camera, so they were like constantly thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, but you got it. You got
Clint
to.
Eastwood gets shot in the neck, no reaction whatsoever. He just turns around and
He did. He's like, "What the hell was that?"
not really. Like it's
did.
not good. It's not
He
a
had
good
a reaction. He had a reaction. You can't say he didn't have a reaction. He was like,
It's-
"What
no,
the fuck?" He
You know
turned
what?
around.
It kind of reminds me of True Romance with
Yeah, it is like
Dennis
True
Hopper.
Romance.
Yeah,
It's
whenever he gets hit, whenever he
yeah,
when he gets cut in the hand and then they pour he's like, ow,
yeah,
ow.
yeah.
Like, no, that's, it's just not, it's cheesy, corny.
But you'd have to cut it some slack because the dialogue. It's hard probably to deliver good dialogue when they record it all after without each other there.
I understand that. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I thought the dialogue was fine. Either way, it's more of a visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Because I like the dialogue.
That's y'all's department. But I've made it very clear that, like, I enjoy movies with good dialogue. So
Yeah,
when
but you gotta-
dialogue is shit, I'm not going to like the movie.
You gotta look past that. You gotta open your mind
I tried. I showed up.
because it is simple, but it's not. The only bad dialogue point I think is like whenever it's like at the end whenever the Indio is looking at his clock and he's like his one partner left is like, "Oh yeah, I meant to ask you, what's that clock all about?" That's kind of stupid. They could have maybe said that a little bit better to make it more believable instead of just like blatantly just
Yeah.
setting that up for the ending.
I know you hate questions, but yeah, and then just proceeds to ask
But
him
the
a
ending,
question.
I felt like there was a drag, and then the ending hits. You're kind of like, "Oh, okay, here we
I
go."
liked the ending. I liked that the colonel wasn't really after the money. He was after revenge for his sister. Cool plot twist.
Yeah.
Got me good. Mainly, I think it got me good because I really did not expect them to have any. Like, I didn't think they were capable of coming up. Like,
Bro.
I didn't think they were capable of coming up with such a deep plot twist like that. So that really got me good.
There's a lot of twists in the whole thing. There's a lot of backstabbing, double crosses. The whole movie, they double cross.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time, but this is just like the darker version of the John Wayne style westerns.
Yeah, this one was pretty dark.
Yeah, he
Killing the
kills
dude.
kills the kid,
Mhm.
Yeah, kills a baby,
Um,
18 months old.
kills the guy, rapes the girl. That woman was like so sad that she shot herself. Either that or she just really wanted to be out of this shit movie, which I still respect. Good.
You're brutal, dude.
This movie's been brutal. These movies, like I said, I'm gonna go into the third one with open mind and a lot more hope because this is the one that people, talk about.
It's the only one
remember.
people really talk about from the trilogy. Like,
Yeah, so it's gotta be.
it's gotta be, bro.
It has to be.
So when that bank robbery scene happened, I was like, oh, that's a really cool bank robbery. And you immediately were like, fuck that. Why didn't you like it?
This is the hardest. Like, everybody's talking about, like, you have to be a madman to rob this bank. Like, you got to be crazy. It's so well guarded. There's 4 guards. 3 of them are just walking around shoulder to shoulder. So that just doesn't even make sense from a tactical standpoint. Like, you just kill them so quickly. Like, they're just right there as a little group. And if you're patrolling a building like that, you don't want there to be any. Why are you even patrolling the building? It's small. You got 3 guys. Like, just have them all, like, outside. I mean, that's
in
still
case somebody
shit.
tries to blow up the back. They
And
walk around the building.
Okay, so keep 1 guy in the back, 1 guy in the front, 1 guy on the side, whatever. Get more guards. I don't even remember if they had guns. And then you got the 1 guy.
If you're stationary,
Just-
though, they can easily snipe you. You got to be moving. You got to be.
Okay, so you don't keep all 3 of them, like, standing right next to each other. It's just an easy, like, quick kill.
Maybe. To you.
Right. I'm just saying, yeah, like, I guess the decoy vault, like, that was cool. That was good. I get it. Like, you kind of helped me understand, like, no, like, if you successfully rob the bank and then you were, like, trying to find the money, like, then they would get you. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I'm just-
it's one of the biggest towns, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest town we've seen probably in the movie. Every other town's like a little small shithole.
Yeah.
Actually has like a big, giant bank. And again, I think it's the hardest bank to rob because, 1, the money's not in the right place. So you'd be looking around, you get caught. The guards there, guards aren't that heavy, like you're saying. I agree. There's not that many guards that make it seem like it's impenetrable. But then the town's giant. There's probably a lot of sheriffs, cops, and stuff that are there roaming the city.
Where were they?
They went to that town that they sent Clint Eastwood on.
Yeah.
Monco.
Okay. That's right. Yeah. I'll give you credit. I mean, but no.
You're like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, but no.
It was a speed job too. They just blew it up, slid right into the wagon, and they were out.
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Just, if that's the hardest bank to rob, I mean, oh my God.
There's like 3 locks to get to the safe room. That's something to account for.
And nobody would look in the wooden box.
I get it. I'm just saying, like,
Why
This
don't
is-
you do it?
Prove it.
if I had been around and I like heard like, oh my God, that didn't sound like too hard. Everybody made it seem like that was damn near an impossible bank robbery. They did it in 20 seconds.
Because they knew. It's like what's the heist movie?
How does that knowledge get out? And you
Ocean's
should
11.
move. You should.
It's like Ocean's 11. They have such a good plan and it fucking works.
Yeah, but
Just because they got
just-
successful doesn't mean it's a hard or easy bank to rob
you
just
can't
because they
compare.
did it.
You can't compare it to Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, like the heist takes like 40 minutes for it to happen. This happened very quickly.
Well, because it's not the plot point of the movie. Or it's not the storyline of the movie. It's just the plot point.
I get that, but that's a major event. I would have liked to see it be a little bit more challenging for our villains. Looked like a walk in the park to me. Couple sticks of dynamite. One guard eating a loaf of bread on a couch.
But here's the thing, though. You got to remember, too, they got away with it with Clint Eastwood and the Colonel knowing the plan. Like, they were going to stop it. They were going to kill them before they were bank robbed, and they still were able to do it. That shows you how good their plan was and how, insanely good criminals they are. Because they were there. They were both looking at each other like, what the fuck? Where'd they go? They're like, what the hell's going on?
That's why Clint got mad at Colonel.
He got mad.
Yeah, that's why they like fought, and they split ways.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that. When they fought. Yeah, so like Clint Eastwood and Colonel.
When they fought when?
No. Like at the very beginning, when Clint Eastwood and Colonel, like the first time they meet.
Yeah.
They start out as like enemies that, they don't like each other because they're both wanting to do the same
end,
job. Yeah. Back to, it feels like a 7-year-old wrote this. Like Clint Eastwood, like has the guy like go and take his bag and they're going back and forth. And then that guy's like, ah! And then they finally meet face to face. And Clint Eastwood steps on his boots. And then the other guy steps on his boots. It's just,
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Like,
Yeah.
even the
it's
kids are
supposed
like,
to be serious.
even the kids said like they're playing the same games we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
two
not supposed
alpha
to be
males that are
serious.
just like taunting each other. Like they're doing like these little masculine games, just like disrespect each other to get them out of town.
It was supposed to be funny.
I don't think it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't
It's
think it's supposed to be like a
funny?
serious moment where it's like that's insane to do. Step on his boot. He's like, Fuck you.
It's just
He's like fucking with
I
him.
hate it. I hate it so much.
The hat was funny. Him shooting his hat away every time he goes to bed down. He's like,
Yeah, like that right there. That's why this movie takes so long. He shoots that hat, I think, 5 times.
4 times. Yeah. It was. I was thinking.
I was like, oh my god,
Can you
he's
go
gonna
one more time?
He's gonna shoot it again.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep going back. Like,
But you didn't think it was cool after the fact? He shoots it off his head and just like pop, 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 pop in the air. Way
Cool
better.
shot.
Way cooler than what he does.
Cool shot. Yeah, Clint Eastwood. Is he supposed to be? He's the main character.
I don't think in this movie.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I think the Colonel is really the main character in the movie.
Yeah.
They follow him.
He's
most of it.
He's way better of a bounty hunter than Clint Eastwood, I think.
Yeah. I heard that the guy Van Cleef, what's his name? First name? Whatever it is. Van Cleef.
Cliff
Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef.
He said he was faster than Clint Eastwood on the draw. When they like timed it out, I think he only did, it was like 3.5 frames or something like that.
Damn.
So he was faster than Clint Eastwood. He claims. Wants to say he's a more badass guy. Well, I mean, he was in the movie. He's always one step ahead of Clint Eastwood.
That's right.
Clint Eastwood thought he was going to be one step ahead, but he never really was.
Yeah.
He's older and wiser.
Yeah. He's 50.
Led by a good moral compass. Reading the Bible at the beginning.
Gotta love it
Going
when
out
they gotta love it when they throw the Bible in there.
Yep.
Always makes the characters more interesting.
The bad guys were posted in a rundown church.
Oh, was it? I didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, so you said the acting last time was trash.
Yes. Still
What?
trash.
What? In this movie, you didn't think the acting was way better?
I didn't think it was way better. No.
What? That's crazy. I thought the acting was like, I thought you would have had no complaints with the acting this time.
No. It was bad.
Everybody?
Not
You're saying
every-
just Clint Eastwood or everybody?
Well, again, it comes back to like the lines just kind of sucking in general, like just dialogue wise. So I feel like the actors really don't even have a chance.
I have heard though back in the day before, I think it's whenever Marlon Brando started to act, he was like acting more realistically. So that was like so much more relatable. Versus back then, they were acting. Like you could see them acting. Like that was it's like almost like a play. You know what I mean? So I think that also might take away from the dialogue fact that you don't like is because they are acting. They're playing the character. You know what I mean? Like they're doing the crazy, like that's kind of like the style they're going for. If they're not doing it because they're bad actors, I think they're doing it because that's just like how you do it back in the day. You got
Not in John Wayne movies.
Really? I wish I could argue with you on
I
that.
disagree. That's how they act in John Wayne movies.
No, they're a lot more realistic. The line delivery is a lot better. It flows a lot better. Just so much
When was
better.
the last time you seen a John Wayne movie?
I saw Big Jake probably like 4-5 months ago.
But do you have a little bit of do you have a more of a tie to it because you watched it as a kid? Like
Maybe.
you cut it some slack a little bit more because you
Maybe.
just like it because this is your style.
That could be it. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree and say that's the case, but I made it very clear. Like I saw a Clint Eastwood movie that he made, I think in the early 2000s, and I remember like at the end of it, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" So it might just be the way he makes movies, the Western specifically.
Maybe.
So just not my style, I
Yeah.
guess.
Sergio Leone and Clint Eastwood, they didn't really get along at the end of the trilogy. Like that's why they split up.
Why?
Because Sergio Leone said that Clint Eastwood only has 2 emotions, with a hat and without a hat.
I like that a lot.
So like, because that's all he does is just like stoic, very little emotion,
Yeah.
which I think is just kind of how he went for it. But Sergio Leone, I guess that's his, they were pissed. So he's like, he sucks at acting.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I think that's just his character. Like, I don't really think it's bad acting because that's just who his character is. So it's believable for him to be just like that outlaw guy, shootout guy that just got that stoic look all the time.
Yeah. Just always looking cool. I mean, good for Clint Eastwood. Obviously, this worked out for him in his career.
That is a point, though. It's just cool. The movie's just simply cool. There's not much like depth in reality.
No, there's not.
But it's cool. There's something to be
To
said
some-
of movies
to some
that are just
people.
cool.
Yeah.
It's like Rocky 4. That movie's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't give me a yeah.
Yeah. It's just, here's like that's fine. Just makes it really hard for a podcast. I don't know what to talk about.
The cool moments. All right, what was your favorite moment from the movie?
My favorite moment is probably finding out Indio, is that his name? Indio's like backstory with his pocket watch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool twist with the girl.
Yeah, but the woman kills herself. He like in that moment he realizes just how evil he is.
Or yeah, it's even like the one thing he's never been able to get.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. He's got his crew. He's rich. He can steal from the, most
there's some
protected
depth.
safe.
That's cool. That was like thought provoking because
Yeah.
I didn't take that away. Like what you,
Yeah.
like I took it more as like that was like his darkest moment. Like that's when he found out like just how evil he was because he, terrorized what looked to be like this family that was probably about to get started.
Yeah, he just rolled up to like a romantic moment between a husband and wife.
Yeah, and just
ruined
kills
it.
the guy and then, starts doing the nasty with her. And then she's so sad, because the love of her life just got killed. And then now she's getting raped. So just really, really bad. And so she just kills herself. It's like, damn, pretty messed up. Pretty dark.
It is cool. Like the darkness is cool with the grittiness of the Western. Cause like like we were saying last time, the John Wayne movies, they aren't like that dark really. Like this movie is so much grittier than a John Wayne movie is, right?
Darker, yeah. Like I don't think you would ever see kids getting killed in a John Wayne movie.
Yeah. That was my favorite scene because after he kills the wife and the kid and he gives him the chance to shoot him, even though it's not a fair fight at all, has the music playing and the music swells to like the better scored music. That's cool. And then as it like kind of builds, it's like softer and then it cuts hard onto Indio's face and the music like changes like the dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Like that movie that moment hit so good, like hit hard because of that sudden change in the pace. So it's like so much eviler. So from that moment on, like this guy's fucked.
Yeah. Okay. I want to go back to what you just said about like John Wayne movies like not being as dark as this. I would say not exactly true because I think with a lot of John Wayne movies, and again, not a big Clint Eastwood buff, so I don't know like the rest of what he's done. Like I don't know, Gran Torino, and I like that movie.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie. But in John Wayne movies, they do a lot better job of like showing characters like actually suffering and struggling, and it's not just some easy path. It's not, like, do you get what I'm saying?
I
Like
do.
with the flow of this movie, like when they're faced with a problem, it gets solved so easily to me, and so quickly. Where, like, I don't know. I mean, in John Wayne movies, like I think one of my favorites is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. It's a good one. I would want to watch that for Crown, but like you see a man literally like from the beginning, he's like a good, like strong, standing man. And then by the end of the movie, he's like completely broken, like doesn't even feel like a man anymore. And you understand, you feel it.
Yeah,
it's
more
just
emotional.
tough. And it's like Clint Eastwood's character, like he's literally just walking, just not a problem in the world.
Yeah.
That he
Because
can't
the problems in
solve.
this movie are more about the plot and their plan. It's not really about his emotional attachment to things.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't know this guy. He's the man with no name. Like you don't know anything about his backstory. He just kind of just going around collecting money.
Yeah. And so if that's the approach they're going for, I guess they nailed it. It's just not my favorite approach.
Okay, fair.
I was gonna say at the end of the day, it's entertainment. Like there's the jokes they throw in throughout. At the end, he just gets like $1 million. Like he finds the bag, or he counts up all the guys that he's killed for the bounty, and then he just so happens to find the bag of the $1 million on his way out.
Yeah.
Well, he
That's
planted
the
that
end.
there. He planted that there.
Well, right, but
It's
Yeah,
just,
right.
picks it up
Yeah.
at the very end.
Yeah.
this just feels like, the Rick and Morty, like this feels like two brothers. And it's just, this is some, like, I can't believe this is a movie.
Well, you got to think it's like the first one probably, so it's not like it's not
no,
corny.
I get there's no stereotype yet. Like
this is
sure.
a stereotype.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. It's just tough for me. Like you say, at the end of the day, it's all about entertainment. I could have watched this movie for 20 minutes, and if I was on my own, I would not have watched another minute of it.
Damn. So
Like
I
this
think
was
you just like the more realistic movies.
definitely.
It seems to be like if it's not like
Or
a
just
realistic.
like character development. I mean, I just don't like the aspect of like, just doesn't feel like there's any connection between like characters. Like it's just a couple guys taking their time, walking around, solving problems really quickly with not like a grand scheme plan. You know, it's too easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I guess it just feels kind of lazy to me.
I think it feels lazy because we never know their plans. We're never like involved in what they're actually going to do. Like we don't know Clint Eastwood's double crossing until he mentions he's double crossing. So we're almost like spectating. So you don't really feel connected to them. It's more of the movie's more of you just watching them go through their actions and just kind of being entertained by their plans they're going through, the action they get into, and then them succeeding at the end. Because you really like the planning, like the scheming. You never are even involved in the scheming. They never like when they do scheme. Turns out they're not going to do that because Clint Eastwood's got other plans, and so does the Colonel.
Yeah.
So it's like there's not much depth in the characters with like being attached to them.
It's just a predictable movie, I guess.
Not at the end though. It switched up at the end. Like you didn't expect Clint Eastwood to change sides, did you? When he met up with Indio and they were like, go north. He's like, how about we go south? Thought of that.
Yeah. See that? Like to me, I was like, oh my god.
But I got what Scott's saying. It's like funny.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like a old school Western that you put on just to joke around with and have like those entertaining moments.
Yeah. I'll give it credit for that. I mean,
So it's a 4?
3.5.
Scott, what's your favorite moment?
I did like that part you were talking about where, so the watch is going, the little chime. And he said when the chime ends, we shoot. But then Clint pulls out and keeps the chime going. Thought that was cool. I also liked when he walked into the first cantina and he plays the poker game. He's like, we were betting for
Yeah.
your life. That's cool.
See, that shit's just cool. Like it's corny, but like that's the point. That's why they do it.
That was the first time they did it.
Just cool ass Western badass. You're just watching a badass be a badass.
And then the Colonel is more badass than him, and they realize it and they respect each other for it.
Mm-hmm. Clint Eastwood's jealous.
Yeah.
Wow.
He also got a hell of an arsenal. The Colonel's got so many weapons.
Yeah.
Got a stocked pistol.
Whips it open, it falls down off his horse.
He even has a little pistol that Dr. Schultz has from Django, where it kind of like pops out of his sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Not exactly, but like he had like a little bitty gun tucked in his sleeve to when in doubt.
That's cool. Yeah, that's tight.
So like obviously he's the man with no name, but he wasn't supposed to be that when they originally planned the movie, because For a Few Dollars More was produced by a different production company than Fistful of Dollars was, and so in Fistful of Dollars his name was Joe, and so whenever Sergio Leone went with a different company to make the sequel to the movie, that original production company sued the new production company by saying, we own the character Joe. Like, we made that movie. And then he went to court. The Italian court system said, you can't own this character. Like, he's the most stereotypical Western character. Like, just because he has a hat, a poncho, and like he's like a mysterious character, that's just like that's a trope.
Yeah.
So you can't copyright that trope. So they ended up winning, but they ended up changing his name to Monco, which I think I read that Monco is Spanish for like a Spanish slang term for like lefty or like one hand or something like that, because what does it say?
One-armed man.
One-armed man, because if you notice in the movie, he never uses his right hand. He always fights. Remember in like the first fight scene when he's like beating that guy in the bar? He's only using one hand because he never takes his hand off his pistol. It's always underneath his poncho holding his gun. Like he's like Monco, the one-handed man in this movie. I think the next movie is Blondie. They call him Blondie.
Okay. Have y'all seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yeah.
Got it? Are you excited? You're probably pretty pumped, huh?
Yeah, this is what we're watching him for.
Yeah.
It's
8, 9. Sounding like next episode is gonna be a 10.
probably will be. It's pretty good.
We'll see.
3 hours long though, so you're in for a treat.
I'm excited, man. Really excited. I can't wait.
I'm
A
shocked
lot
you
of
did.
people. A lot of people like this movie, so I bet I like it.
We will see.
Like, there's got to be some redemption. There has to be. There has to be.
You liked when he walked into the bar and asked where some guy was, and he pointed with his eyes. I remember you liked that.
I thought it was funny. I wouldn't say I necessarily liked it, but again,
Maybe you're
like
going
you
in.
said, a lot of the stereotypes on westerns, I guess, were based off of something like this. So what they're doing is for the first time. So I can't really take that away from them. You know, the typical, like, I don't know where he is. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's also-
that was the first time that was done, I guess.
It's
So,
also a stereotypical Western because it's an Italian putting his own spin and doing his own thing of an American genre. Like the genre can only be in America because it's Western. Like the West of America is like what the Western genre is. So he's like doing his own spin on it. So he's gonna make it
I like that, yeah.
stereotypical.
That would make a lot more sense as to like why the lines are the way that they are, I guess. Because
Yeah.
like this is an Italian. He's like, this is an American movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like whenever Monco, Clint Eastwood finally gets to the hotel and there's no rooms available, he's like, there is one now. He walks up and the guy runs out. Like, that's funny because he's such a badass guy. He scared the dude out of things. He's like, I'm
so
sorry.
The Italians is like how they think Americans would have acted in the
Yeah, they're doing their own cool Western.
Yeah. All right. That's a good take on it. That makes a lot more sense now.
Okay.
Tarantino did the eye thing in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. It's just the
You were calling it corny.
I think like more of the delivery of it is like corny. That wasn't even a scene that I had a problem with. It just
I think you can't
it's just the flow of the movie. That's all it is.
You can't compare it to a movie today because it's just two different eras of filmmaking. Like this, obviously, it's not going to feel like a movie you'd see in the theater. Like it's not going to feel like a Western you see now. It's clearly not Django Unchained because it's like we have so much more knowledge on how to make a great movie and different things you can use. Versus back then, you know, they're just putting on this entertaining show like we're talking about.
Okay. All right. Scott's trying to call me out right now, and I'm just like, okay, that wasn't even anything like I had like an issue with. That wasn't bad. But like when he's talking to the kid, trying to get the information, you know, I'm getting
Funny?
I'm getting
Funny?
I'm getting so annoyed by the kid who's like, you know, like throwing the coin up in the air and like it looks like he's about to like not catch it because he's just not athletic enough. So it's like, stop doing that. And then the delivery of like
the littlest things you're critiquing make it
No,
suck.
no,
It's
listen,
like, bro, what the guy
listen.
catching the coin didn't look athletic?
you want to know like what I had problems with? Like this scene annoyed me when he's like throwing the coin in the air and like them talking to each other is just so annoying. Like Clint Eastwood, this to me is where I'm just like, okay, is Clint Eastwood actually like a good actor at this point in his career? Was he? Because that scene was so bad when like he like grabs the kid. It was like in his head he was like, oh yeah, I gotta grab the kid. Like, he's like, listen, punk. It was like, oh my god, terrible delivery. So
I didn't think it was bad.
I bet you didn't. That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it sounds like you loved everything about this movie, and that's great. I'm happy that you were having such a good time.
It is fair that
watching
it
this
is
movie.
fair that you don't like it. Some people don't like some things that other people like, so that's fine. You know, obviously it's your opinion.
You're goddamn right.
But you're like, I think you're critiquing the style that they're trying to do, which is fine. But it's like you have to at least still appreciate the fact that like doing the you're a punk kind of thing, like that's kind of like what they're doing. It's like tough guy roughing the kid up, like shut up, kid.
But
Tell
it
me.
sucks. Like the delivery of it sucked. Which, if that's what they're going for, mission accomplished. It was terrible.
Disagree.
You wanted to know what I thought.
Disagree.
I mean, I think that's kind of how they act in all movies in this era.
yeah, because I
disagree.
feel like a John Wayne movie acts the same way.
They do.
They don't.
Let's
Tell
pull
you,
up.
I've seen them. Yeah.
All right, Give us a movie you don't think they do it as, and we're gonna find it. We're gonna find out.
I mean, what? Like,
What's your favorite John Wayne movie?
Well, I'm trying to think. There's
In the same time era, like 60s.
look up Big Jake and like how they treat the kid, because the plot of that movie is like Big Jake is John Wayne, and he's like this millionaire rancher, and his kid gets kidnapped, and it's like
This is it.
yeah, but
Coolest scenes.
okay.
It is, I think, going to be a very harsh and unpleasant kind of business.
What? Listen.
And will, I
you've
think,
made
require
2 seconds
an
in. I just watched a 2-hour
extremely
movie.
harsh and unpleasant kind of man to see to it.
No, sir. No, sir, I ain't. Haven't butted into anybody's business since I was 18-year-old.
It's the same shit.
At which
No,
time
it's
it almost
not.
got me killed. Ain't gonna start that again. Oh, what'd he have to go and do that for?
Oh yeah,
You got
Clint
any
Eastwood's
last
real
words,
funny in this
Scotchman?
movie.
Aye. Give me my bonnet. My head's cold.
You do it. Dog! Get him off! Get him off! Dog!
Just who in the hell do you think you are?
Jacob McCandles.
Oh, I thought you were dead, Mr. McCandles.
Not hardly.
Look, I'm not saying it sucks. I like that. That's good. But I'm saying it's the same style of dialogue as
No,
this
it
movie.
is not. It flows so much better. The actors are so much better.
No, it does flow better because they're actually speaking English to each other. You know what I mean? Because they're actually acting in the scene. If they were to be acting in the scene in this movie, it probably would have been better. I bet maybe on set with the way they were talking, it maybe flowed better. But the awkwardness of having to film the ADR for every single line breaks it up a bit.
I just think it sucks. Like, I understand what you're saying, but like my problem with the movie is that it doesn't flow well because of that issue that they have, I guess. And so it just takes me out of it. It's like, God, this blows. Like, you can just tell they're struggling to get their lines right. So it's like, God, it's like watching people that
They're not struggling to get their lines right. They're reading it after the fact.
it's still like, okay, so that would take away from the flow, like being well, because they're doing that scene together. Like, they're matching one another's tone, energy, like it's getting it right there. But when you separate them, like, it just, you can tell that it just
I
makes it
agree.
tough to like match it.
I agree.
guess.
I'm saying I don't think that's a good critique because of the fact that they had to film the audio after. So it's like,
At the end of the day, it's all entertainment. So like, that's just why I don't like this movie. Because like, I don't connect with any of them. Like, it's just bad.
Me personally, respectfully, this scene was pretty boring. Like the style of filmmaking compared to Fistful of Dollars. Like all this is just shot, reverse shot, just dialogue. The other one is, cool stuff's happening. There's interesting shots. You don't really need to know the dialogue that much.
audio builds, or not audio, music builds, swells, gets intense at moments.
And same style of acting.
Just different opinions. But Scott has made it very clear that he cares more about shots, and I care more about dialogue. That's just different styles. That's all it is.
Yeah, but dialogue doesn't make a good movie. Like, just a movie that has just good dialogue doesn't make it good. Like, was it shot well? Was the story cool? Was there like a lot of cool stuff happening?
Sure. Yeah, all of that like matters. But to me, dialogue is like a big deal. It is to you too. You
Is
love
it-
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, but I don't think the dialogue is what makes his movies amazing to me. Like, his dialogue is cool and it's entertaining, but that's just like the cherry on top of the movie. Like, the dialogue just what kind of like spices it up a bit. But if you take dialogue out and make it shitty, the movie still rocks.
No. I
What?
disagree.
No, but like the story's about
You're connecting with the characters a lot more. You're a lot more like into it. You get to understand the characters a little bit better. Like, I just kind of enjoy that because that's real life.
this is a
That's
movie.
That's a fair point. Because I don't really care about that stuff as much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I do agree good dialogue doesn't make a movie more enjoyable because it's like fun. But I'm saying that doesn't make the movie good. To me.
Yes, I understand 7.5 and 9. Like, I'm at 3.5, and I've made it very clear why this movie sucks to me.
I'm trying to remember your points. I can just throw them back at you.
Like, everything that I've told y'all has to do with the fact that I don't find the acting that good. I think the dialogue is. I said it felt like it was written by a 7-year-old. Like, I'm just gonna stand by that because
I guess another thing to think about to defend it, just to make my argument better.
Okay.
Is an Italian wrote it, and they translated it back into English.
Yes.
So that could make the dialogue simpler because they're just like translating word for word. So maybe it's not written as beautifully as maybe the Italian version is. Just guessing, but that could be also a reason.
Okay. Yes.
So cut us some slack. Give it a 5.
Absolutely not.
I guess.
Nope.
The reason why I keep arguing with you because you're critiquing the things that I think you just have to look past because of the fact of how they made it. You know what I mean?
I don't have to look past anything. I mean, I don't like this movie. I would not watch this movie. And these are my reasons why.
All right. I feel like this is the same argument that Gray's given. You could be like an old movie that's black and white. Like, I just don't like it. It's black and white.
No.
Or I don't like that movie because there's too much grain on it. It doesn't look clear.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the same vibe. Like, the audio doesn't sound that good, so the movie sucks. It's like, no, it doesn't.
It's just not my style.
That is what you're doing, though.
I don't think the plot is that interesting. Up until you find out that the guy was killing Indio.
Now, that's a good critique. Like,
yeah.
You saying the plot isn't good, like that. So what do you not like about the plot?
It's just, it feels somewhat basic to me.
I guess we talked about it with the problem solving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You brought that up before.
Yeah. Like, y'all are just asking me to repeat myself.
Yeah, that was.
And that's why, like, what is going on? What is happening? I don't like the movie.
We just don't understand.
Why am I the
we don't
one that's having to,
understand.
like, talk about? Y'all like the movie. Y'all should talk to each other.
I just think it's hilarious that you don't like it. That is just
terrible.
Crazy.
And like, I've made it so clear that I do not like these movies, and then y'all just bringing the demons out of me. It's so bad. And then y'all are so confused why I think it's bad, and I can't. Like, I'm not trying to convince y'all to not like it. I just don't like it.
I'm just giving you things to consider for the next time you watch it.
I've considered them, and I guess, like, I don't know how many times I got to say it. I just don't like it.
Fair.
I think it sucks.
Okay. Scott, any final thoughts?
That
was a good wrap on your point.
No, I'm good.
Really? For a 9? Again, same thing. Like, Scott, he was on his phone a lot this movie too, so I'm just so confused. He didn't seem that into it at all. I think he's just trying to be nice.
I had some text to send.
That's fine.
He has some business to attend to.
That's all good and well. I'm just, like, shocked. Because, like, when I rate something a 9, like, I fucking love it.
Yeah, we rate in a different way, though.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
I rate based on, like, how good of a movie it is overall, not my personal taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final thought. There it is.
That was a good final thought. I'm glad we got that out of him.
All right. No, I like it. And the reason why I like it, I just think it's cool. And I like the simplicity of it is entertaining to me. It's not as in depth as some movies that I would like better, but I think the badassery and just Clint Eastwood being cool and the way the characters are told, just fun. Period.
You're a simple man.
Simple
the
man.
Simplicity.
No, like this. I'm saying the simple plot doesn't take
It's
away
easy.
from the enjoyability of the movie.
No, I get it. I'm, again, ecstatic for y'all. I'm really happy y'all had it. Like, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. And I really am looking forward to the third movie.
All right.
I mean that with all my heart.
Thank you guys for listening. Please comment below why Gray is wrong, like we did on this episode. No. But
No. Go for it.
let us know your thoughts on the movie if you like this trilogy. And then we'll see you next week when we watch The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. We're out.
Well, I've been working like a dog trying to buy my next meal. Seems all I do is drive. And when when the boss man sends my next check in the mail, I'll have enough for closing time. And I've been cussing like a sailor since around